People choose different paths when they join historical reenactment. Some are invited by friends, some learn about the movement and join on their own volition. But most have been interested in medieval romance from an early age. Their youthful passion turns into serious interest as they grow more mature. When I was small, I dreamed about nights, field camps, life in the open air, and my dream came true. I'm dealing with all this stuff. The costumes are created mainly by girls who have great understanding of the times and good skills in sewing. Each reenactor specializes in a specific time period and geographical region. I like this festival because you can feel the spirit of the Middle Ages by using tents, tables, campfires, dishware, household objects like those that we used in medieval times. Communication with people, to escape from the bustle of a city. Every time I come to a festival, I forget about all of my problems and worries completely and just experience the life as it was in the Middle Ages. Our clothes help us to feel like medieval people. Making clothes for festivals requires patience and special skill. We sew all the costumes on our own and we use only natural fabrics. For example, I reenact the epoch when cotton was well known, so my undershirt is made from cotton and my shirt is made of velvet. Creativity is restricted, of course, by the historical reality of the period in question. We find patterns relying on pictures of those times. Poland of the 14th to 15th centuries, for example, and then we sew the costumes. Peasant women wore chemises and a second dress, while the petty bourgeois women had a third dress, and even a fourth dress that resembled a long coat. They also had all sorts of adornments, accessories, handbags, shoehorns, and even things for self-defense. They wore a large number of accessories. Each seamstress can say a lot about her costume. The beginning of the 15th century, short sleeves, laid-on sleeves can be buttoned up here. In general, I tried to choose a costume that would match my lifestyle, my style of communication with friends, and which would give positive emotions to people. Here at the festival, we rest from mobile phones, computers, televisions, cars, and it's really nice. Meanwhile, back on the list, 5x5 battles take place. Remember, a 5-member team wins if it can bring down all rival fighters. The range of allowed techniques is very wide, but the rules prohibit ultra-dangerous methods of fighting if they threaten the health of the fighters. Referees monitor compliance. The referees must have experience, self-control, and be calm under pressure. The rules are the same for everyone. And from the beginning, the Russian national team has been the leader of this festival. Right now, the Poles are competing with the strongest team of the championship. Sometimes, in the heat of battle, fighters violate the rules. But at other times, both fighters and spectators may think that a prohibited technique was used, or the rules violated, even though that was not the case. An experienced referee will intercede and determine whether or not a real violation has occurred. Marshals must make careful, well-grounded, and clear decisions, regardless of pressure imposed by fighters or spectators.
Dzień wczorajszy Rosjanie naszemu kapitanowi wykonali bardzo ładną.
The Russians applied a very good action against our captain. It involves pressing the sidearm against the face of the opponent and throwing him over the fence. It's a medieval, well-known trick. Today I applied it against a Russian fighter, but I used the wooden part of my arms instead of the sword. As a result, my Russian opponents disqualified me for it. My comrades were under pressure, and I had to just stay and look. There wasn't a problem yesterday, just the normal method. Everything was okay. But today I did the same, and I was disqualified. The Russians did it yesterday, everything was fine. What's up with that? Men rely on the experience and fairness of the marshals. But not everyone will agree. Fighters and fans tend to look at things in the heat of the moment. But often, after they think through what happened, or after they watch the video, they'll change their mind and end up agreeing with the marshal. The 5x5 battles continue. It's the quarterfinal, and the tension grows with every fight. Only one 5-member team can be champion. The Russian men are very aggressive and focused on victory, giving their opponents a hard time. Everyone uses the slightest advantage as an opportunity to win. Nobody wants to be brought down. Everyone needs a victory. Tough fights create strong emotion. An atmosphere full of testosterone and adrenaline. And sometimes you have to fight against your own countrymen. Were you easy on them? It was a fierce battle. We fought to the bitter end. There's always a draw. How could you have such a thought? Of course not. But it can happen if your national team wins. Of course, we always fight fair. We try not to injure each other a lot. In the battles before, it's silly to injure your own comrades. Sure, that's why we try not to do it. Do the Russian teams fight as fiercely with each other as with other countries? You bet they do. Because after all, we're on the same team and everyone wants to show his best. That's why we fight hard. Such fights, of course, aren't brutal. They involve an average level of sporting aggression. They caressed each other almost to death. Remember how happy the women were when they talked about their passion? Men leave their emotions on the list. But many remember their first festival, first steps in the movement, and the reasons they love this hobby. The first time I came to a festival was in 2002. I had a basic set of clothing, a shirt, chausses, brays. I went there as an assistant and I liked the event immediately. I saw a lot of people having the same hobby, and I understood I wasn't alone. My brother was engaged in it for a certain amount of time. He introduced me to those who participated in role-play games, which turned into a passion, hobby, and for some people even work, the reenactment of the Middle Ages. When I found out I was invited to Khotyn, to the place where Taras Bulba and my favorite old Soviet movie, Ivanhoe, were shot, I asked, is it possible that I will see the beauty of the place with my own eyes? We reenact life of the petty bourgeois of the Flemish city of Ghent, the members of the Guild of Cloth Traders. They were middle-class merchants. We're interested in recreating life and the weapons of these townspeople in case of wars in the most accurate way. We use reliable historical sources. Members of our club make weapons and things needed for everyday life. Now we recreate images, elements of garments, or sets of clothes that were found in excavations. When we recreate things we found, we can see, feel, and wear them. And we can use medieval armor in real battles. This is history, and our people begin to forget it. And this is an event where you can feel and experience the history, take a sword, and participate in a battle. In the first fight, you feel fear. In the second one, excitement. In the third one, everything is in the right place. Reenactors recreate history with their own hands. It's not like going to a store and buying a ready-made thing. The girls sew. The guys build, forge, and fight. Everyone is responsible for some piece of work. The mass battles, 21 versus 21, are the most numerous and spectacular. The numbers correspond to the reality of medieval battle. Such local skirmishes often took place. For example, the well-known Battle of 30. It was a tough battle, a desperate battle against Ukraine. They gave us a hard time. Strong guys. We wanted to outwit them, but failed. We made several mistakes and lost. The guys from Ukraine are very strong. Battles continue. Soon we'll know the champion. Only an experienced reenactor or spectator can understand what's happening during a battle. But a mass battle attracts the attention and imagination of everyone. No wonder this is called the royal category. We fought well. We stormed. We tried to fight strong and well. We lost, but I think everyone enjoyed the fight. Fighters treat opponents with respect. Every fight with another national team provides new experience. The fighters discuss the battles right on the spot. First we outnumbered them, then they outnumbered us, and then the situation changed again. One of them fell down because he needs some wrestling lessons. I remembered that my mother only waits for me if I win. The royal category is a serious challenge because it's not easy to fight shoulder to shoulder as an integrated unit. Our leader was injured. He didn't have his bar grill visor. He used only a plate to cover his nose, and he was injured in the face. Who will be champion? Before the fights in each category, the men devote some time to a get-together. Fighters share stories of victories and defeats. Women help men in different ways. They help fighters put on armor before buharts, cook for them, and give both moral and physical support. No, there is no buckle. I don't know how to deal with the thing. It seems... Oh boy, why? Well, it was a blow. Sasha, you caught a blow? You could be injured. Oh, come on. We're always near our fighters because they work hard and may need our help. To bring them water, to wipe sweat from their faces. Their moral support is also important. The fighters like it when the girls root for them. They become happy. The fighters wear armor, and it can get very hot inside. So the girls help those who want to drink. Of course I worry every time he goes to the lists because it's very easy to get a serious injury, and I worry a lot every time. I wanted to visit a festival for a long time, and he's taken me for the first time. He always said it's not suitable for women, and now I realize it. It is interesting to spend time here to meet the men after battles. But it's very scary when they hit each other with axes. I close my eyes and don't look at them. I look at the crowd, but not at Sasha. It's very scary. At first I worried a lot, but now I'm sure of him, and I'm not afraid. The national team of Russia is also a leader in the category of duels. Here we see one of the best fighters of Russia, Ivan Vasiliev, who often participates in tournaments. He is an active member of the historical reenactment of the Middle Ages in Russia, and he is the organizer of many events. He is a fast and dangerous opponent. He has achieved victories at many events, and he is one of the key people who created and developed our movement. But now let's see a true legend, the invincible fighter from Russia, Sergei Ukolov. Sergei is wearing a black brigandine with a scarf of the national team of Russia on his waist. He's an experienced champion of the duel and many other types of battle. He is in fact the fighter with more titles than any other in the world. Ukolov is an incredible fencer. He is incredibly strong, and though he weighs more than 120 kilograms, which is more than 270 pounds, that weight does not stop him from being quick and accurate. And now, he moves confidently toward victory in the Battle of the Nations tournament. When a fighter relaxes and doesn't think about the fight, he gets injuries. You need to concentrate to avoid injuries. And here is another strong individual fighter. He is Polish and familiar to us, Martin Garcia Dabrowski. He participates in battles of all categories. He is a pillar of strength. I've known Martin Garcia since 2005. He's good. If he trains, he'll win. Duel participants attract audience attention. A Polish and Ukrainian fighter are competing in a third-round duel called the Shield Sword. They are under strict supervision by the referees. It's difficult to follow their quick movements, but the beauty is clear even to those who know nothing about fencing. Even experienced fighters with top skills can lose if they're tired. And often, as we've said before, fighters can get injured. I didn't want to lose, but he's very strong. I worked hard today. I need some rest. No matter how tired they are, festival participants still find strength to have fun. The camps are bubbling with life. First of all, we're impressed by the place, by the event, and by the atmosphere. There were no such festivals in post-Soviet countries before. We've got a positive impression. The atmosphere of this castle is unique. Concerning today, which is almost over, I can say that some of our guys showed heroic courage, as they took part in all 3 categories. First, they participated in 5 versus 5, then in 1 versus 1, and then in 21 versus 21. It's even hard to describe. It was such a heroic thing. After this night of beautiful music and socializing, reenactors will go to their tents. A new day, full of new events and new triumphs, awaits. But for now, everyone can relax and dance just for fun.